EYEN. EYEN.
PSTV,
Boom.
PSTV, PSTV, PSTV.
EYEN. XHLD. Yang. APDN. ADTX. ADTX. EYEN. BDTX.
Air.
ADTX. EYEN.
TLT.
EYEN. EYEN. SAG.
TLT.
SAG. EYEN.
IPW.
ADTX. Yang.
SRFM.
EYEN. SAG.
PSTV. PSTV, PSTV.
ADTX. SAG. ADTX. ADTX. SAG. ADTX. SAG. SAG. APDN. EYEN. APDN. EYEN.
PSTV, PSTV, PSTV,
BDTX. APDN. EYEN. APDN.
PSTV, PSTV,
EYEN.
PSTV,
SAG.
PSTV, PSTV,
PLTR.
PSTV, PSTV,
SAG. PLTR.
Table ticker JBL reporting Q2 core EPS of $1.94 and net revenue of $6.7 billion.
IONQ.
Company expects Q3 core EPS of $2.08 to $2.40 and net revenue of $6.7 billion to $7.3 billion. The ticker JBL.
APDN. SMST. SAG. Yang. HMY. EYEN. APDN. APDN. SAG. EYEN.
LYEL.
TMF. TMF. APDN.
TLT. PSTV.
APDN.
PSTV.
ADTX. TMF.
CELZ.
APDN.
CELZ. Maya. CELZ. CELZ. CELZ.
APDN.
CELZ.
APDN. EYEN. CELZ. ADTX. EYEN. EYEN. OPTN. 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 XHLD. EYEN. CELZ. OPTN. 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 MSTX. Ken. OPTN.
Maya,
CELZ. CELZ.
Maya,
CELZ. ADTX. ADTX.
Maya,
NVD. MSTX. MSTY. MSTX. SAG. HMY. MSTX. CELZ. BDTX. APDN. SAG. CELZ. MSTY. ADTX. ADTX. BDTX.
Benzinger market update. S&P futures down 20. The Dow futures down 139. Nasdaq down 103. Crude is up 32 cents at $67.23. Natural gas down a penny at $4.23. Gold is up $1 at 30.4210. Bitcoin futures down 90 at 85,545.
SAG. ADTX. ADTX. SQQQ.
INFY.
Ian.
CELZ.
CELZ.
ASO, Academy of
INMD.
Sports and Outdoors, reporting
INMD.
$1.96. Alpha Sandy,
CELZ.
Oscar.
Strut.
The
Watch the
estimate
spread.
on
XPEVs.
$1.83, so that's a beat
Maya.
for ASO.
NXE.
Bank of England voted
ATNM. UPST.
8-0
TPSM.
keep rate
ATNM.
unchanged. That's the Bank of England
TME.
minutes.
UMC.
Strut.
SMCX. GN.
Ian. Sprut.
WINT.
Watch the spread.
WINT. WINT.
WINT. WINT.
WINT, Wintry announcing license and supply agreement to become sourcing partner for a small biotech with an
TLT.
FDA-approved product. That's Whiskey India November Tango. WINT.
SAG.
CORZ. AC. ETHA.
ATNM, Actinium Pharma, announcing research collaboration with Sloan Kettering to support further clinical expansion of Actimab A's backbone therapy strategy. That's Alpha Tango November Michael, ATNM.
SAG.
Maya. AMDL.
ELEV, Elevation
SAG.
Oncology, to discontinue development of EO 3021, advancing EO 1022 while evaluating strategic options. That's Echo Lima, Echo Victor, ELEV. IVVD and Vivid with their results, India Victor,
SPXU.
Victor Delta.
AYTU. MCHP.
WINT. WINT. WINT.
AIR.
WINT. WINT.
WINT. MCHI. CNNE.
WINT.
WINT.
WINT. WINT.
Wintry popping to $2.40 now on that press release on that license agreement,
WINT.
license and supply agreement for a biotech company.
SAG. WINT. SAG.
XLO.
ATNM.
ADUR.
Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps, and it's killing team productivity.
APDN. APDN. SAG. Ian. APDN. WINT. WINT. SAG.
EYEN.
WINT. WINT.
WINT.
WINT.
Wintry hitting $2.50 at the highs. That's WINT on that press release.
APDN. Kappa. APDN. SAG. EYEN. SAG.
APDN.
Yang.
EYEN.
BDTX. WINT. WINT. APDN. APDN. EYEN. EYEN. WINT.
KBSX, 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 Beak,
ADTX. WINT.
ALBT, CDT,
APDN. TSLQ. SOXS. WINT.
WINT, CDT,
SAG. WINT.
ASSO,
APDN. TSLZ. TSLQ. Oh. TSLQ. ASSO. Big spread. TSLQ. TSLQ. EYEN. TSLQ. TSLZ. SAG. WINT. WINT. APDN. WINT.
Amazon Home Finds. This security camera produces one of the widest views I've ever seen, and it's a
Hard data, good soft data is terrible. Yeah, maybe.
Ian.
BCTX,
Follow EU news. EU has trouble selling bonds for defense. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's
SPXU.
possible. Can't still be the idea of a recession. I mean,
Wink.
it could be. It depends, man. Like we
WINT.
had some of the Fed now GDP forecasts that showed up. They actually showed up better than expected. They originally expected 2.1% decline in GDP for the first quarter of 2025.
SPXU.
That kind of scared a
SOXS.
lot of people. The data, the actual Fed now GDP report showed up better than expected, though. It showed up at like 1.8% a couple days ago. And so it's still looking negative for this quarter in GDP, but it's better than it was. But a negative quarter is a negative quarter, right? And if we get 2 consecutive negative quarters, we enter a recession. And so I don't think any of it's necessarily good, and I think that fear and is definitely there. I'm a little bit more weighted towards recession fears playing a bigger factor, though. I think stagflation is a precursor to a recession anyway, and so we're going to get some stagflation regardless of anything, but I don't know if that makes inflation the bigger worry. And what do you guys think? Let me know right now. Do you guys think the market fears a recession more or inflation more? Just put recession in chat, put inflation in
EYN.
chat. I think either of them things
TSLQ.
could be true. Either of those things could
APDN.
be true. I mean,
APDN. SAG. APDN. WINT. WINT.
EVTL.
WINT. SBIT.
CHPT.
PFE.
TLT.
BDTX.
Coming up in 15 minutes at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the Philly Fed Manufacturing
BDTX.
Index for March 8.8 is the expectation. Initial claims 224,000. Continuing jobless claims 1.89
BDTX.
million expected. That's coming up at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
PFE.
NRXS, Neuraxis, reporting revenue increased 43% to $761,000 in
PFE.
A HELOC
Q4
isn't the only way to tap into your home's
531,000
equity.
in
In fact, a home
Q4
equity investment could be
2023.
a better option.
NOP.
That's NRXS.
I think saying both is cheating, guys. Stop cheating. You know, how dare you? All right. Which one do they fear more? If I say, hey, which one do you like better, steak or eggs? And you say both, it doesn't count. You know, you got to pick one. The more is the key word here. Which one do they fear more? I think they fear both.
RR.
Power through some elevated inflation as long as stocks hit earnings.
APDN.
Yeah, for sure. I think. I don't know. I'm kind of the opposite. I honestly fear inflation more, and maybe this is wrong, but I fear price increases much more than
WINT.
recessions.
APDN.
Recessions, actually, we get some decreases to inflation if they're strong enough recessions. But I don't actually work for
SPXS.
anybody. And so I'm biased, you know.
TMF.
I'd much rather not see extensive inflation. But I think we're going to get inflation regardless.
TLT.
RR.
TLT.
TMF.
CHPT.
NVDD.
Power refused to answer. Yeah, he's not going to. Inflation is transitory. I guess so. They did say that. You know, they said that. But
WINT.
I think inflation. I fear inflation much more.
APDN.
Hey, thank you, Melody. I appreciate it.
XHLD.
Okay, let me end this poll, and we're going to do another poll. We're going
WINT.
to ask the same thing. We got over 10 minutes left still. Over 10 minutes left. We got almost 1,000 people watching.
XHLD. SAG.
TLT.
WINT.
All right, does the market fear
SAG.
inflation or a recession more in the current landscape?
TLT.
I'll make you guys pick one. There's no both option. I'm not even going to give that to you.
NCPL.
All right, so I'm looking at this 850 level in the NASDAQ here. We'll see if we get some good trades. We've had 4 or 5 green days in a row.
XHLD.
TLT. TGZ. Stay.
XHLD.
TLT.
We have had 5 green days in a row. In the last 3 weeks, we have had on this account,
XHLD.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days, 2 red.
TLT.
TMF.
TLT.
The last 4 weeks, we've had 3
4S.
green weeks, 1 red. looking at the poll, 60% people
APDN.
fear inflation or fear recession more. We got almost 100 votes quickly. 40% fear inflation. I guess I'm in that 40%, and maybe I'm wrong here. I don't freaking know.
NCPL.
Yeah, I tend to think the market probably fears recession
TLT.
more because of the economic
TMF.
data. I don't think the recent inflation data shows
ADTX.
super high
PRA.
risks. I know they adjusted their inflation expectation, which is what kind of spiked a lot of the stuff, but
CLVR. BND.
Cold.
Yes, John, you're one of the few people who speak to the important data points. Most other streamers talk about their cars. Do they really?
BND.
Their cars?
WINT.
That's why it's wild when
GCTK.
people say I'm a narcissist, because, like, I don't know how many times I'm like, hey, maybe I'm wrong here, or you could be right,
BND.
or I don't
Oh.
know. You know,
GCTK.
those are like my keywords here on this channel. Also, I'm kind of a
GCTK.
private person.
GCTK.
Like, I've got some really cool cars. I live in a really nice house, but I'm not gonna flash that to the
GCTK.
internet. That doesn't make any sense to me, you know. I'd much rather not have people looking into my, you know,
WINT.
house and knowing where I live and knowing what kind of cars I drive and all that stuff. I'd rather not. Being on the internet stressful enough here, versus trying to look cool, adding that pressure. I got some cool cars though. I think my car could probably beat y'all's cars. You know, definitely top 3 cars in the world right now. Is all I'm saying.
WINT.
Yeah, that's probably true. Due to tariffs causing recession from high inflation. Yeah, maybe. I think that's kind of a cheating answer though.
TLT.
Inflation costs always get passed on to the consumer. That's true. That's why people are worried about the tariffs. All right, guys. So the Nasdaq correcting back down here. I like this 810 level, but we're a little too close to jobless claims. Maybe we'll attack it after jobless claims here.
TLT.
WINT. WINT.
Lambo John. Oh. No. Is this jobless report bigger than Powell? No. Alright guys, we got 7 minutes left. 7 minutes left. Looking at our votes, 60% still fear recession more. I don't have a plaid.
NVDD. WINT.
AKBA. TLT. TLT. AKBA. AKBA.
Alright,
TLT.
we got gold.
SOXS. TMF.
TLT. TLT.
Toy car?
TMF.
Hot Wheels? Yeah, that's me. Yeah, we got some Hot Wheels.
BND.
Oh, y'all trying to guess my car? I wouldn't tell you even if you guessed it right. Alright guys, 6 minutes. Jobless claims, unemployment data coming out. The ECB's nod
Gold.
says they've almost mastered the inflation problem, almost at the level of neutral interest rates.
WINT.
So we'll put that up on screen. It might be good for inflation, but Target files to sell a 10-year notes. All right, guys. Hey, we got 5 minutes left. 5 minutes.
APDN. ADTX.
It's a V8 twin turbo.
TMF.
Is what it is.
SAG.
That's all I'm giving you.
CHMI. TLT.
All right, guys.
PKX.
4 minutes. Jobless claims expected at 225,000.
WINT.
See what that
GCTK.
report shows.
WINT.
GCTK. GCTK. GCTK.
SQQQ.
All right, guys, we got 3.5 minutes left. The NASDAQ has still followed its way down
Good.
here. We got NVIDIA testing off that previous closing price. Gold up to 3040s. We got the SPY at 564.30s here. So let's get ready. Again, we're pretty quiet
Gold.
right now. Y'all are still trying to guess my car. Again, I wouldn't tell you guys even if you were right, to be honest. All right, we have 3 minutes, chat. 3 minutes before jobless claims unemployment.
WINT.
We'll see what we get. Yeah, quad witching is tomorrow. Technically,
SSKN
triple witching day,
Strataskin
but,
highlights
yeah, triple
new
witching
clinical
days.
study from Japan demonstrating superiority of narrowband excimer laser over
wish it was a
non-narrowband
Toyota Supra
UVB
with
source
a
like
parachute.
excimer light. That's Sandy Kilo November, SSKN.
WINT.
All right, guys, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
WINT. WINT.
Not a Subi. I used to love WRXs, but at this point an EV will smoke a WRX, so there's no point in getting a WRX. Now we got 2 minutes, chat. 2 minutes.
WINT. WINT.
Triple witching. So quad witching is a day of historical volatility in which all 4 major contract types would expire the same day. This includes stock options, index options, stock futures, and index futures. At this point in time, there's no point. There's no such thing as stock futures, single stock
TLT.
futures. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist anymore. But we still have triple witching tomorrow. Again, a day of historical
SAG.
volatility in which we have stock index, or we have stock options, index options, so like Apple options, the S&P options, and then index futures
SAG.
like the S&P, the NASDAQ futures expire tomorrow, like the NQ. So all 3
SAG.
major contract types expire
TLT.
tomorrow. We got 1 minute before we got jobless claims, unemployment filings
SAG.
going live here, chat. 1 minute. See what we get.
CTGO.
Coming up, initial jobless claims expecting 224,000, continuing
AEBA.
claims 1.89 million. The Philly Fed
Here we go. We got
Manufacturing
20
Index
seconds. 20 seconds.
8.8 is the consensus.
Jobless claims expected at 224. Let's see what they show up as. 224 jobless claims numbers. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the report right now. We also have Philly Fed Index coming out. All right, so here's the release. Canadian inflation numbers. All right, so jobless claims ended up showing at 223, basically flat as expected at 223 versus 224, 225 expected. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index was actually much
SAG.
stronger than expected. So we had the Philly Fed index show up much stronger than expected at 12.5 versus 8.8 expected. We had jobless claims essentially flat today at 220.
Building your online business?
WINT.
Go to Wix.com and set up.
A little bit here in the pre-market after a big move to the downside after what happened late in the day yesterday, thanks to Fed Chair Powell being surprisingly bullish, I would say.
TLT.
I think caught a lot of people off guard. A lot of people were expecting a little bit more caution from him, but the word transitory
AYRO.
made an appearance for the first time in quite some time. So
TLT.
overall, it was a little bit more
ADTX.
dovish than I think a lot of people were expecting.
When needs to get fired in his comms department, Brendo, because that is not the right word to use, a very tone-deaf word for what happened in 2021. Yeah, lots to talk about today. I mean, the market really did rally. He was pressed on tariffs multiple times. He gave wishy-washy answers. It could do this, it could do that. So we really left without knowing too much about how he felt.
WINT.
But, you know, he did
Philly
make
Fed
some statements
12.5
about
versus
that a little bit.
8.8
Tesla in focus
expected.
today,
Initial
a bit of a recall there, but they get
23,000
the
below
nod
the
from Piper Sandler as
224,000
well.
estimate,
Microsoft
and
in
continuing
focus,
claims
Darden
1.892
reported,
million above
CVX
the
as well
1.89
could
million
get their
estimate.
license extended in Venezuela to continue drilling, and then
S&P
PDD
futures
and 5
ticking
both
a
report.
bit higher.
Yeah, Tesla interesting,
On
1.3
the
right now to the
8:30
downside.
data.
Nice bounce back for Tesla yesterday. We're starting off with as you were saying, this recall
VNRX.
notice. Apparently, some of the panels are falling off
ICCM.
Cybertrucks. So
Volition
probably not
introduces
good.
new
It's
Q cancer
a
blood test, the
steel
new industry
panel
primer
falling
for
on
lung
the
cancer that's
highway
Victor
as
November
needs.
Romeo X-ray.
Can't be good. Also,
ICCM,
Nike, there's a note on
iSecure
Nike. Nike after the close tonight will
reports
get their
updated
earnings.
timeline and progress with
quote-unquote,
FDA
bracing
regarding
for
marketing
the
authorization
worst
for
revenue
ProSense
drop in 5
cryoablation
years.
in early
So
stage breast
preparing
cancer. That's
people, I
India,
guess,
Charlie
beforehand,
Michael.
but Nike not really doing a heck of a lot right now, down 0.1 to start things
TOMZ.
off. You mentioned
NBIX,
that,
Neurocrine Biosciences,
Tesla
presents
note.
48
We'll
week
talk a little bit about
remission
NVIDIA
data
coming up
on
as well.
treatment
Obviously,
of
it's talking
tardive
today. They're going to spend
dyskinesia with
$100 billion a
Ingrezza
year for the next 4, or
capsules.
more than $100 billion a year.
TOMZ.
For the next 4
Majority of
years
participants
on
reached a
making
defined
chips.
threshold for
So
remission of tardive
$500 billion
dyskinesia,
over
regardless
the
of
next 4
underlying
years,
psychiatric
going into
I
disorder.
can't wait to hear exactly what we've got in store today. A lot of quantum names that we
59.2%
trade on the
of
show,
the
Brendo, are
participants
actually going to be
on the
at
study
GTC
achieved
today.
remission.
So be ready for
That
that. We'll be
is
covering that for you
November,
guys, obviously. But yeah,
Bravo,
quantum
India,
in focus today.
X-ray,
And we'll have to see
NBIX.
exactly how they move.
Yeah, negative right now for most of them anyways. Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday.
Good morning, everybody. And
DYAI, Dyadic announcing
a
funding
wild-
award
it was a
from
wilder
CEPI
day,
to
I
use
think, for moves
C1
on Fed
to
than
accelerate
expected, 'cause we
development
got
of protein-based
nothing,
vaccines.
which we all knew we weren't going to
That
get a
is
cut.
Delta Yankee
I'm gonna
Alpha
take-
India,
I actually
DYAI.
think transitory is the
TOMZ, Tommy
right
Environmental,
verbiage this
selected by
time,
NASA for
because
biosecurity
if-
operation. That's
Look,
Tango,
if inflation or
Michael
price increases
Zulu.
are based on tariffs, then
AMIX,
that's gonna just
autonomous
shift supply and demand
medical
in the short
granted
run because as you
U.S.
adjust to
patent
new prices,
covering sensing
and
data
in
collection
theory,
and
you gotta
processing
be
with
new
companies'
equilibrium, and it shouldn't be.
proprietary
Like, that's the
catheter-based
idea, is that it
technology.
shouldn't be
That's Alpha Michael
long-lasting
India
because you find new
X-ray.
equilibrium. When you
ZENA,
print gobbledygook amounts
Xenotech
of money,
signed seventh letter of intent to
and
acquire
in
a land
COVID,
survey company
that shouldn't be
in Southeast
transitory
region,
because you're just
contributing to
flooding,
drone
like
as a
everybody's
service
just
strategy.
flooding with
That's
new money
Zulu
and
Echo November
same amount of goods.
Alpha.
Like, that's a different story. So
And
anyways, I actually think
INBS,
it's the right word this time.
Intelligent
I think
Biosolutions to expand
obviously
US
we're
IP
concerned
portfolio with
right back to
expected
being
patent
concerned about
grant.
earnings again. So
That's
it's a big
India,
one
November,
tonight.
Bravo,
A
Sandy.
couple tonight. FedEx, Micron, and Nike all going to be pretty big. Obviously, Tesla's going to remain on watch.
UPC, Uniform Papa Charlie, Universe
Yet on
Pharma
Tesla,
announcing
though,
a
man,
1
that
for
220
40
level seems to really want to hold in here.
reverse
So we
stock
got to have
split.
that
That's
on watch.
Uniform
And then the
Papa
quantum
Charlie.
day, ear to the ground. I think you got to be
BCIG.
ready to play in either direction.
Zach.
I'm just going to be about, like, you break a key level, like the 9.5 on QBTS.
SOAR,
to be the
Volato
other
Group,
direction.
WINT.
But, ideally, it's always more fun if it rallies off of 950. So there is
Doubles
a lot
Aircraft
to watch
Network
today.
with
So
expanded
keep your
operator
ears to
program
the ground
advancing
and
toward
listen
market
to, no
leadership.
doubt
That
about
is
it. And
TOMZ.
remember,
Sandy
those big
Oscar,
levels
Alpha
that got
Romeo,
put in
SOAR.
at the highs yesterday on the Fed, and then anything that held that support, I always like those levels the day after. So that puts that Intel back into play, of course, as well, because that was a good 24 half level we had the afternoon.
Yeah, Intel, I wrote down between 24 to 24.5 going short there today. Yeah, look, I think transitory is a great word, and we should all appreciate it because the last time that was a big issue,
GLDG.
the S&P 500 was up 27% in 2022
DQ.
when inflation went from 1.4% to 7%. We rallied
TOMZ
27%
told
in
me
the stock market.
environmental after
Inflation
that
went up
press release hit a high of
6x,
$1.15, now
and we
96
rallied
cents up
27%.
17
So, I
cents.
mean,
That's Tango
as
Oscar
soon as you
Michael
think
Zulu,
something, you just know that means
DQ.
the other way is going to hit. So I'm good with it. I'm not good with this
ASBP.
move down here today.
Cabot.
I was hoping for
Big
a
spread.
hold. So I am looking long. I think that this is just going to be an early flush here. Yesterday we were great with the NASDAQ, and I just think that it's the number one trade idea. The sticky note is now out. Yeah, down here, $60. I like some of these levels that we're going to be seeing here today on the NASDAQ. We held this level. I actually was thinking that we could get a little bit of a flush down. Let's see if this continues here. That number was okay there at 830. Let me just exactly get that for you. Continuous jobless claims 1892 versus 189. We have Philly Fed. Jobless claims 223 versus 224. So, Powell yesterday was talking about the jobs market, not worried about it.
GP.
Yeah, if we're going to be under control this year, I do
WINT.
like what we're seeing. Tesla, I don't know, was a great day yesterday.
HYMC.
Huge move, right off that number. Well, not the number, right off the announcement there. Open Market
TOMZ.
Committee, Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC.
PYXS.
A lot of people probably, we know what that stands for, but I heard that and I was like, oh yeah, Federal Open Market Committee.
Most people would.
No, that's
TOMZ.
one thing, and that's like one of those trivia questions. What about 230 then for a hold for Tesla? Are we a little overdone
TOMZ.
or what? Because that was yesterday's bottom. That would be something to look at for sure. And then there's a top there too
AEVA.
from Tuesday. I was going to say Monday, but Tuesday. So there's Tuesday's top,
WINT.
230. There's 230 holding
DQ.
again. And looky, we just bouncing right now off 231. So a little bit of a move down early could get something. I don't know.
I have
It's
it closer to 229, but it's the same.
229. Yeah, that was yesterday's level. I think I
BRCA.
wrote that down for yesterday.
WINT.
Yeah, 228 we talked about yesterday. So we'll see. Things seem to be getting a little bit better out here right
Zach.
now. I don't know. I'm still not. I said to these guys when I came in today, I want to buy some Meta because I'm getting that
200
itch
moving
again.
average.
Buying these indexes are too boring. But that's the whole point. I'm trying to get a little more boring and less exciting here. But Meta all the way down here, 740 down to 580. Like this is to me, this is probably a buy.
Ding, ding, ding.
NIVF.
So many levers to pull here
RR.
with Meta, right? Sharif talks about his buddy that's in ads, and they deal with Meta.
TOMZ.
And then we also have, the Oculus, I think, is a thing. We have those glasses coming.
MNDR.
More Instagram accounts. They have billions, it's crazy to say, of users. I don't know. I like Instagram, and I like Meta down here. So that would be probably the name to buy. Or, I'm honestly, overweight be damned, honestly. Like, this NVIDIA trade could
PLTR.
also be the trade. we talk about it every day. It's one of those
Zach.
things where you get knocked down on the conference a little bit, and then you kind of rally right back up. There's that 122 is very possible. Like you get a 117 to 122, that's a couple percentage points right there. Up to the 50 period,
PLTR.
that's almost 10. That's not 10%,
WINT.
but that's like 7% to get back up into there. So I think there's some rally opportunities here with NVIDIA. And then I've been talking about Marvell as well, near the lows. Uber bounced off 80 pretty good, and now we're down to 72 again. So this could be another one of those tech names where we look at that. So there's $82
PLTR.
just back February 21st. Not down nearly as much as everything else. Actually, not even under Uber, actually,
PLTR.
with yesterday, not even under the 50 period moving average.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Which is pretty impressive for this ride share giant. And then the other name here too that seems to be holding up okay, considering where its PE is as well, is Palantir. Yeah, down market, up again here
PLTR.
today. Was this just one of those names again that's just been, taken
PLTU.
to the woodshed and just looking to break higher? I think I'm going to get
ALLR.
involved in Palantir in the longer term account when we break this 92, 93 area. It's a lot easier to join the party upside there than try to figure
TSLQ.
out where the downside
Kevin.
is, right? And so we'll wait to see.
APBL.
Hopefully it breaks a little bit higher.
APBL.
I'm okay missing the bottom. Our cost base on this is very low. So we'll wait to see
APBL.
what happens with Palantir. But yeah, an exciting day.
APBL.
WINT.
I wrote it. I wrote it down for 80. So the sticky notes out. I wrote down for 84 long. I'm
APBL.
expecting a dip here off the open, but maybe that doesn't happen. The
Well, it's got-
Nasdaq's pretty consistently holding right here. It hasn't done anything for an hour.
Yeah, well,
2 hours.
it had a barcode level-ish at like 85.5 on Palantir, and then that's what the bottom was effectively in the afternoon, right? So we always talk about the afternoon levels on after a Fed day. So you have this like it's 85 half in here, and if
WINT.
we do get a dip, it's now like $1.20. Actually, it's $1.50 way because we just popped. But yeah, there's a bunch of stocks that have levels like this you just want to have on watch. Whether it's top ID or not, you want to be prepared for it. You also always want to be prepared for when Randy gives us our refill.
And then he leaves.
ADTX.
And just because well, there's no
ADTX.
bananas again today. So apparently, I need to
ADTX.
grab all of them on Monday.
ADTX.
So
That's monkey business.
I know it's monkey business, but it's the fruit salad today
ADTX.
was all
Cantaloupe.
is all cantaloupe. I got a bunch of pineapple in there as well, and there's some little bit of
ADTX.
piece of orange, but it was like 80% cantaloupe or something
ADTX.
approximating that, which is fine. It's just
Man.
I like the variety.
ADTX.
Hey, that's like
ADTX.
Ryan says there. That's bananas, man. I can't believe there's no.
APVO.
I did speak up on behalf of all of us. You mix it up. Well,
I
just
think-
take mine, and I'll just get him to bring.
Well, I already had a sip.
Yeah, but just take mine. Just take this one, and that's yours.
Well, that's just yours.
And then I just get
It's actually
screwed. What
not
else?
bad.
What else is new? But no. At the end of the day,
PLTR.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say. All right, so we'll just keep on
We
going. Here. We
are
got Joe's
on the
walking in the
cutting
building
edge
right
of
now.
technology,
Fabian,
where
Andre,
we're using
everybody's
API
here. We're ready
alerts.
to
What does that
rock
mean?
and roll. It should be a good day. I'm not sure if we have a guest coming through or not, but it'll be a packed up day no matter what.
Oh, I have good news.
Good.
Remember, I was telling you that a buddy of mine sent this in my fantasy league chat. This dude hates the Minnesota Vikings. I'm just gonna get that out of the way.
right.
So the reason he posted this, he found something where someone asked one of the AIs who's gonna win the next 50 Super Bowls, and so this dude is
It's already wrong. It only
He's a
has to be
San
once.
Francisco fan who hates the Vikings. But I'm just gonna point out that AI thinks the Bills are gonna win a couple of Super Bowls. The thing that stands out
San
is
Fran
this.
can't win this year, so I'm already.
Aztecs.
ADTX.
Aztecs. AI predicting that there will be the Aztecs, which I'm presuming will be a new team in Mexico.
I'm gonna. What AI did he
APVO.
use?
That's a good
ADTX.
question. It says I have to check.
Oh,
this
that's
out, but he
just some.
posted
I think that's just somebody's
APVO.
thing. I don't know if that's AI.
No, it's.
Oh, somebody asked it.
claiming that they asked AI.
Oh,
and
okay.
posted
Not your
it
buddy
and
didn't
posted it.
ask.
No, no.
Okay.
He didn't. It was somebody sent it to him.
It's completely wrong though.
Well, I don't think San Fran has any chance to win.
Right, and Green Bay is winning.
This is reasonable. That's reasonable. Like all of everything.
You got
after
another
that
team
is
right there, the
reasonable.
Monarchs. That's another.
Oh, I didn't even notice the
See,
Monarchs.
that's the London team.
That'll be the London then. There you go. So London and that makes more sense. London and Mexico City, I think, make
Bonjour.
team.
ADTX.
But as long as the Bills get one, I'll be happy. Just saying.
Where's the Canadian team in there? You know what I'm saying?
The Buffalo Bills.
We could be called the Raccoons. Or the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills came up here and it was pretty much a disaster.
Because we go down there. That's
no, it's because Toronto doesn't want to support any team but their own. That's the way it is, man.
Zach.
It's like the Maple Leafs, all this kind of stuff. It's like they just support major franchises that are their own. Like the MLS team now is finally doing well. As well, the Raptors pretty much sell out despite being in last, sell out every game. The Leafs have sold out every single game for the last 50
What's crazy is it's an average of like 10 to 12,000 Canadians going to watch the Bills on a weekly basis. Yet when they came here to play a game, nobody cared. Like think about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Because the hardcore fans, we didn't go. We had season tickets, and we're like, we wanted the tailgate and the experience.
Yeah.
And that's what the hardcore fans wanted. So the NFL kind of understands that, I think. But at the end of the day, man, 49ers suck. Yeah, they do suck. I agree with that.
This year.
I don't think they had much of a chance. CMC's hurt.
SPXU.
They still got Brock Purdy.
ADTX.
That's nice.
Yeah, CMC is healthy.
ADTX.
They're like AMD right now. It's like it could work out in the future, but right
Not
now.
Bosa. Who is their pass rusher? The other Bosa.
Yeah, the other
Bosa.
The
I was
young
gonna say
Bosa.
because you guys got the
The
other one.
beast Bosa.
You guys got
We
the
have
ADTX.
Joey. They've got
the old washed up let
Nick.
go one.
Nick Bosa.
TOMZ.
All right, but I did see it there for Sharif. I mean, we have in the next 5 years there were the
ADTX.
Cowboys on there as well. So it was right there.
ADTX.
Oh.
Eighth one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
All right, that's a lot of that. So
INDP.
we'll figure it out there. It should be a good day for quantum names as well. We'll be looking
I'm
at some of those.
expecting
QBTS, we've nailed some of those stocks lately as well.
BDTX.
Rigetti, OnQ, QBTS, maybe some Google. I don't know. There's that NVIDIA conference, quantum can be talked about today. So we'll figure it
SMST.
out. But all right, let's go back over to the desk.
Just reading a note here from the information. Tesla planning to soon introduce battery innovation in Cybertrucks that could sharply decrease manufacturing costs. So heads up on Tesla. It did pop up there, came right back down. Was already starting to lean a little bit higher. Palantir
Zach.
also doing things right now. up 1%. Didn't find much on that, if anything, but nice move off the lows, at least for PLTR. Just reading a couple of comments from Bank of England. Worth noting, Bank of England
ADTX.
very cautious this morning, coming out holding rates as well. They weren't expected to move, but definitely the tone of some of the comments coming from them, way more cautious than what we heard yesterday.
Yeah, Brendo, if something is happening over there where they're looking to raise money through debt issuance and treasuries bonds, I don't know what they call the guild or whatever they call it over there. They're looking basically at financing the war using debt raising that doesn't affect the GDP to debt ratio, some loophole that they're trying to exploit there. That's going to have some probably a downward pressure on their economy as they look to kind of reallocate assets. So I'd like to see exactly how the central bank functions there for the next year or so, Brendo, as they kind of try to pick up where the U.S. left off in terms of spending on that war, if it continues. That is, if it continues.
A much different situation, obviously, but worth noting. NVIDIA back to 117.50 here, trying to get back to the upside as well. It's red, but only just here to start things off on Quantum Day. Interesting look here for Palantir, though, guys, to start things off, showing some strength.
Yeah, I mean, there's no particular reason why it spiked, but a few names caught a bid. So, like, just to give you an idea, like you had, if we come to the chart for a quick second, like Tesla did a bit of a spike on the number. It's not huge, but it was a couple of bucks. Managing to hold on. NVIDIA went like 70, 80 cents. So Palantir's move wasn't crazy. I just think what's interesting about the stock, and we already talked, I guess we've already talked about the sort of levels, showing like to 84, there was like 85.5 is right around where you had that support in the afternoon, the Fed. But what's interesting about it as well is look at the kind of, I don't want to call it rejection, but the hold underneath the 50-period moving average. It's just hugging it, begging for a breakout above, which would be at 90 bucks. It's all the resistance underneath it, it's poised to go. And with the market weak, I always look for dip buys in strong stocks as opposed. But there's another one out there which is the opposite of Palantir at the 50 period. That's SMCI. SMCI has been hugging the 50 period above since the beginning of the month. Like there's a couple of wicks underneath there, but the one time you actually opened underneath, it was a big rally day. So 38 bucks on SMCI. It also, I mean, it happens to be yesterday. It's yesterday's low as well. Like that's where the stock has been bouncing. But yeah, it's been hugging that 50 period. If we get a substantial dip, I like that stock for the other side of the 50 period moving average, the good side.
SMST.
Yeah, I wrote down here, I'm going to find out what traders are trading today as well. We brought that out, 16 responses. Thanks for that. There's Palantir right there, 84 long. So if you're looking for some suggestions, you can check this out every single day. We have the sticky note that comes out. So I just wrote down that there was some good support down
this
there
is our Flippy
at
three.
$84. Now the market's starting to come in a little bit here. Palantir actually holding up well. It's up 1%. Like again, it's already up. This is the thing. Like, we write these notes down, and then the market does things. So, like, unfortunately, we were at 86, and we were talking about this. So I was just looking down here thinking, like, you know, yesterday, if we come back in, we've seen Palantir move. Like, that's APDN. 88 down to 85, right? On a day where, I mean, again, that's at the close, but that's $3. Like, we can definitely get down there, right? I mean, yesterday off the open, very, very similar situation where we topped out at 9.45. I mean, if you even should go right from the open, 85 down to 83.50. So that's a $1.50. Then you make that move again, 85 right to the pre-market high or the open high, and then that makes a move down another $3. So what I'm looking for here is something similar. Maybe we do rip a little bit, but then could we retrace back down that $2 or $3? If so, that gets us into that 84, 85 area again. So for me on Palantir, we'll wait to see if there's any imbalances, but that's not going to come till 9.25, and who knows where the market's going to be at that time. Right now, it's relatively mixed. NEO, Quantum, Freeport, Ford, BAC, all that. So right now, we do have a relatively mixed open, and I actually wanted to check it out. We're up a couple percentage points, believe it or not, on our JP Morgan trade that I was really worried about. Right now, not doing anything here today, but that was a nice sell-off too. Everything. I don't think anything was spared. I mean, we can look at the end of the day there to see if anything did hold up, but you know, that's a pretty big move as well. APDN. 242 back down to 239 right there off the open. So, sorry, at the close. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with JP Morgan. It was cruising yesterday, right? I mean, before all of this, then all of a sudden there's 2 o'clock, you really take off. So I want to just say, like, if they liked what was in
OPTN.
that Fed report, then the market sells off.
WINT.
There's names like this that I think could still continue to rally that aren't tech names. So Robinhood, I think, is a good one. We saw Affirm. I surprised Sharif a little bit with this yesterday because I didn't even realize myself either that Affirm yesterday, despite
APDN.
making this move down,
APDN.
was still up 9.5% yesterday. So, like, you had that gap open yesterday, and then it just kept on going. Like, we were up 9.5% and gave back $1.50 at the end of the day. So you're up over 11%. And then you also had Robinhood. So they're just talking about some of these new tech names, right? Like, or finance names. Nice upside move again. You know, I like it. And if crypto's going to bounce a little bit here as well, then maybe Robinhood with their, you know, they talked all about crypto on their quarter. That was one of the names, man. It fell right back into here. I feel like
ALLR.
this is going to be like a DraftKings, like a Robinhood, a Firm type moments where some of these beat up names just continue to get back upside. So, all right, a couple
APDN.
interesting names there other than the Mag 7 to look at. We started with Palantir, we end with Robinhood. So there you go, a couple of gems from 2021, 2022 there. And we'll see what winds up happening. But, of course, Palantir, a 25-year-old company.
Yeah, it's been around a bit.
Robinhood just feeling ways. And SoFi yesterday saw 13.
It was
TOMZ.
wild
Or
move
tanking.
on.
So that's
so much.
you guys don't maybe
Gold.
you don't have the largest account or something like that. SoFi being $13 was $13. What is it today? 11?
It's 12 and a half.
Okay, so it's not.
That's the prior. So
Not
the
down
prior
like that.
high before yesterday was 12 and a
But
half.
that 13 looks like a decent level. So we'll see. SoFi down 1.5%. Okay. Does Micron report today?
Yes, they do.
I was going to
Aftermarket.
say we've got Micron. I think we've got Nike. We've got a couple big shows here. joining me
FFAI
tonight
Faraday
after
feature
market with
announcing
that
first
recap show. It
FX6 prototype
should be a
mules.
good one. So, all right,
Have arrived
good,
at
ready
Los
to rock
Angeles
and roll.
headquarters to
Perfect.
begin US
All right,
product
let's go back
development
over to
and
the
testing focused
desk.
on
It's our
ADAS, that's
interview
Foxtrot,
of the
India
AM.
Echo, FFI.
Andy Lindoff with us from Trade Ideas on a Thursday morning. Should be an interesting morning coming up here, Andy. I mean, different feeling
Easy.
today coming off what happened yesterday with the Fed. We get the nice move up into the close on what we were just, talking about, a little bit more dovish Fed than
TOMZ.
I think a lot of people were expecting. And then
That's FFAI.
back to the downside this
news,
morning. What are you looking
ticker.
at?
Yeah,
on
I think we're
Faraday
still
Future.
seeing a lot of slop. I really do. A lot of back and forth action. I mean, I'd love to say this is going to be a V-shaped bottom like we've seen in the past. I'm just not feeling it at
ADTX.
all. I think we could see some more downside, and any move
BND.
to the upside, I think is
ADTX.
not going is going to be met, with some sellers. I'm afraid
ADTX.
for a while.
Yeah, great deal coming up today and tomorrow over at Trade Ideas. We'll talk about that in a second. Give us a look at this individual scan that you're looking at this morning.
Yeah, it's a scan that has a custom formula in it, and what it looks for is the next high on the daily chart. So when you're trading momentum,
BKYI.
and you'll see it in the slides I have coming up, it's and stocks are doing huge
APDN.
volume. It's really you got to have conviction and try to stay with that thing. Stocks have a tendency to fulfill their
Zach.
destiny, and what I mean by that is on a daily chart, if you're looking at a high, the next high being a nice margin, you can ride that wave, all the way to that point, and you're going to see what I'm talking about.
Zach.
And yeah, we're talking about physics here. Newton's first law of motion: an object in motion will stay in motion
Zach.
in the same direction unless a force acts upon it. All right, and if you move to the next slide, you'll see what I'm talking
ADTX.
about. Basically, forces in stock momentum are just that point when the stock is moving higher in which the sellers finally overtake the buyers and become greater. And the same thing for the
Easy.
downside. When you have a stock moving
QUBT.
to the downside on big volume, that point where the forces are or when the buyers finally overtake the sellers. And these areas...
WINT. 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 WINT.
UTEK.
WINT. WINT. BDTX. WINT. WINT.
WINT.
WINT.
GLMD. GLMD.
GLMD, Galamed secures new patent grant extending Aramco's patent protection to
GLMD.
2039. That's Golf Lima Michael Delta, GLMD.
IEF. IEF.
BDTX. WINT.
GB.
BDTX. WINT.
MPC.
CTM. ADTX. RR.
FNGR.
WINT. BDTX.
NBS.
WINT.
FNGR.
ADTX.
Cody.
TOMZ.
FNGR.
I have to put you guys onto the free ad block from Capital One Shopping. This desktop extension.
WINT. WINT. WINT.
Tune.
SOXS. KBSX.
KBSX. KBSX.
KBSX. TSLZ.
PWM.
WINT.
You know what they're like? They're like people. who do
KBSX.
speed dating.
KBSX.
LGVN.
They're
LGVN.
not gonna hold- they're not-
KBSX.
you know, they don't
KBSX.
want a long-term
KBSX.
relationship with you.
KBSX.
They wanna get in,
KBSX.
Cold.
KBSX.
And hey, it was supposed to go
Cold.
to 5,800, but it didn't.
Cold.
Let's get out.
Cold.
DRCT. KBSX. KBSX. DRCT.
KBSX.
Shares popping here, $5 now. Kilo Bravo Sandy X-ray. The information reporting Apple streaming losses
KBSX.
top $1 billion a year. That's AAPL.
SOXS. WINT. WINT.
PLTD. NBS.
BDTX. WINT. WINT. WINT.
BAYK and Airbnb form partnership to offer service solution. That's Alpha Bravo November Bravo.
Coding.
IGC announcing Calma Phase 2 trial expansion with addition of Canadian Hamilton Health Sciences. That's India Golf Charlie.
WINT. KBSX. Cold. KBSX. KBSX. WINT. TSLZ.
PLTD.
XTIA Aerospace provides tri-fan engine air inlet exhaust update. That's X-Ray Tango India Alpha. XTIA.
RR.
PLTD.
BMRN, BioMarin, presents new data demonstrating favorable safety and strong adherence in real-world clinical practice with Voxzogo in children under 3 with achondroplasia. That's Bravo Michael Romeo November, BMRN.
WINT.
WINT.
WINT. WINT.
VRAR.
WINT.
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 TMF. KBSX.
CNBC reported Klarna lands buy now pay later deal with DoorDash
KO.
ahead of its IPO. That's the ASH.
KO.
Delta Alpha Sandy Hotel.
TSLQ. Gold. BDTX.
KO.
Gold. Gold. ADTX. KBSX. APDN.
KO.
KBSX. WINT. WINT. WINT.
PLTD. PLTD. WINT.
WINT.
Oh.
Your favorite movies are on YouTube. Enjoy the latest releases. Get MGM Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars, and more. Find your favorite movies and TV on YouTube.
WINT.
Oh.
WINT. WINT. WINT.
WINT.
Yo. All right, let's pull up the gap scanner and see what we're working with. Ticker symbol SAG. SAG. Ticker symbol OPTN.
MBS.
Is not going to be traded. It looks like it's a
KBSX.
acquisition. WINT ticker symbol. This one looks good. This one looks
WINT.
TLT.
Get this one on a nice run. Well, it looks like it kind of put it on the top over here. So WINT is
KBSX.
definitely a high priority for me. It's a good looking stock. ADTX still in play. This thing really ripped me a new one yesterday.
KBSX. TMF.
Juan, member for 19 months? Is that even possible? Happy birthday, Juan.
TMF.
Happy birthday.
BDTX. SMST.
JD Forexillion, good to see you.
TLT.
Henster. Feel like I haven't heard of him in a long time. John C, of course, is the oil rig guy. So anyways, look. Oh. I might miss this. I'm missing it. It sucks.
TZA. SAG. WINT.
TLT. KDLY.
There's a lot of
BDTX.
So in this case, I'm going to see if the price comes down a bit more, and then I'm going to try to snag it and see if buyers come back in.
SAG. WINT. WINT.
So buyers came in a little bit, as you saw,
WINT.
but they were struggling. And so as soon as it crossed back over my entry, I was like, forget it, I'm out. Take the penny loss. The stock is definitely in play.
WINT.
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 Market's been tough,
WINT.
man. I'm having a hard time waking up because it's like I'm not excited.
KDLY.
Because every day is just, I mean, it's fine.
TDTH. TDTH.
Just gonna take the penny there. I'm not sure what's happening.
TDTH.
These sometimes like to flush out.
EMB.
So I mean, in this scenario, we have a pullback. It's an important, you know. I took a trade. It's one of those like critical patterns we talk about. The two, you know, the 1 bar, 2 bar, especially 3 bar pullbacks. Those are critical, especially in the right areas. You can't just do them anywhere, but front side of the move early on, critical. Right. Then you got, you know, the W patterns. If the pullback fails, those are critical. And if that doesn't work, then you might be trading a crappy market, which is what we have been doing, you know. I mean, you kind of had to be really creative in some ways on some of these stocks. Some of these stocks you didn't have to. I want the break to 273.
ADTX. ADTX. ADTX.
Oh, okay, I'm out there. That's yeah. So down 136,
CISL.
and then it's coming up.
WINT.
I'm looking for the break of 273. Kind of looks like it still might do it, but I stopped out with a loss.
Selected for $17.7 million electric vehicle charging and solar contract.
You know, WINT is probably one of the only tickers I see today that I really like, besides ADTX. But like I said, ADTX yesterday wasn't the best. Good morning, BZ, Trading Builder, Oliver, SC.
DRI, Darden Restaurants, on their conference call, said executive says about 80% of our product is domestically sourced. On what we import, we will negotiate with suppliers. That's DRI.
I'm looking at the 5 minute. It looks like it's about to roll over. 2-bar pullback.
Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps, and it's killing team productivity.
Partner with big data provider to enable RX to OTC switch across multiple locations. That's Papa Tango Papa India, UGRO. Urban Grove awarded $1.2 million contract for K-12 architectural design with Muskogee County School District. That's Uniform Golf.
I
Romeo
think this is going to
Oscar,
drop.
UGRO.
I think this is going to drop. We're seeing red pick up on the tape here. It's not a good sign. And the seller is still there at 30,000 shares. Yeah, be careful here.
Cold. Cold.
Sellers are stacking. Is there going to be a bigger drop here?
APDN.
T. Rear.
Yeah, so that look at that ask keeps
NBS.
coming down with it.
APDN.
I did not mean to buy there. I
SAG.
did not mean to buy there. I'm gonna have to cut it here. I did not really mean to buy that trade. Gotta get out. So what I thought I could do was I thought I could do a press and hold, which is what I usually like to do, but I guess on this one it's a down click. As soon as you're in, it's down click. All right, so I gotta cool it already. Again, showing up and just losing money. That's 272. That's not too bad, but I don't want to go any more on that. Ticker symbol SAG.
BND.
We'll see.
ADTX.
We'll see. Doesn't get my excitement level up. Pre-market high, of course, 159. That's critical.
ADTX.
So in this sort of market, you know, it is more beneficial to
ADTX.
You know, yes, take a lot of little trades, but then when you got one good-looking
ADTX.
pattern, you know, 5-minute aligns. It's not overextended. It's maybe the first pullback. Maybe it's a 2-bar pullback. Maybe it's a false breakdown W. Maybe it's a dip within a rip, and it's maybe the first couple dips within a rip.
ADTX.
Whatever the case is, you kind of have to hit those, and then let those, you know, hopefully those trades will be winners, and you might have to just take that, because if you keep going in this market, you just get chopped up. You know, unless today's going to be different. Maybe today's going to be change pace. You know, maybe today market's going to, you know, fix itself. I'm going to try to get a dip.
IONQ.
I'm gonna try for one more dip. No, it's going green here. I don't know. No, I'm not. No, I'm not liking this one so much. It's a little bit more of a grinder. Oh my goodness. I'm already triggered, and it's so early in the morning already. WINT. Let's go to daily chart on this. Okay. I kind of like the look of that. It's kind of like a rebound trade. Got a little gap here to 290. All right. So what I like about this is it's not barcoding. It's not zigzaggy. It's kind of like a pretty sharp decline, which can set up for a pretty sharp rebound sometimes. So I would say daily charts, más o menos, we do got kind of a gap fill, very small, up to 290. So put a line there. That'll be our top align target, 290. Oops, sorry. Good morning, scallywags. I have not been to Starbucks. I'm banned. I am banned from Starbucks. After, not yesterday, but after Tuesday. I guess I'm going to go to Dutch Bros from here on out. Anybody heard of Dutch Bros? Dude, I gotta get some coffee brewing. I gotta get some mushroom coffee going. Oh my goodness. Starbucks girl. What did I hear you say? Is Starbucks girl actually a Starbucks girl? I see a female profile picture. No, dude, this has to be fake. This has to be a fake channel. Oh my gosh. So out of everything, I'm most excited about WINT. Am I missing a ticker, you guys think? I mean, we got ADTX. Let's pull that up, I guess. Daily chart. ADTX has just been running for a while. It's kind of crazy. Low of 4, and it comes up all the way up to 1230. High 1230. And that's yesterday's high, and we're right up there. So, you know, that is a significant thing. You know, we got an apex level. As you guys know, these are areas where the price tends to be attracted to and pop through. And in this case, you can see the attraction here. Look at this pop, spike up to it, but rejection. So it's a critical area. You see a spike up, rejection. So it's a wall of resistance, but it's also a target. So we'll see if we do hang on and go to 1230. But man, it feels like this is been in play for so long, and usually when a stock is in play for so many days, it becomes it kind of becomes more and more choppy. And yesterday I got really destroyed in ADTX, and I kind of just want it to be gone. I kind of just want this week to be over. So the market's it's on a down market for low float, and it's not abnormal. It's just lasting. It's a little bit of a longer one. Usually one time a month, or once a month, or how do I say this? 1 month a year. 1 month a year is we usually get at least 1 month that's really just slow. And I'm thinking March is going to be that month. I'm gonna do my mushroom coffee today because I haven't done it in a long time, and I feel like we need a cold market buster. So I'm gonna bust up this cold market. What I'm seeing on WINT is I'm seeing a little bit more grindy action.
On the YouTube music
I don't mind that, because then that way, hopefully there's not as many catastrophic flushes versus something like ADTX where it was like, I don't know. Basically, it was tough with the spreads, I thought. Now, there was some select trades that I messed up and missed that had I hit those trades, I would have been up with a nice cushion, and then I probably would have finished green on that ticker. So, you guys, just keep focusing on good entries, getting those dips, right? I was looking at a recording of Mike's trading, and, for the most part, he's doing what I like to see. He's going in for those dips. What I didn't like to see was a little bit of it just seems like he holds on to trades. If you get in and it sits there and it just sits there, especially early on in the day, I felt like he could have cut quicker. And yes, using that methodology, you will miss out on some winning trades. But the whole point is, let's get those losses tighter. Let's be in for a less amount of time. And okay, yes, you may have sold just a tad early, but to me, I'd rather be selling a tad early than continually jumping in and getting stuck in these huge flushes. And it's okay to be stuck in a flush if you can cut it as quick as possible. But some people, they're not quick to cut on a flush, and so instead of taking a 20-cent loss, they take a 40-cent loss. That might not be what's happening to Mike, but all right, here we go. WINT again. Open's been about as poopy as you can imagine. I don't even know what else to say. I'm speechless. Wow. Yep. That sums up the market. ADTX
BRLS
is a
halted.
bundle of joy.
BRLS will resume at 9 hours 35 minutes and 16 seconds.
I don't know about ADTX. I don't want to get stuck into that again. Coming back to WINT. Yeah, I'm going to trade WINT. I feel like WINT's our only hope. Okay, I threw a couple orders on the ask here. Ooh. That's something I could have chased. I'm surprised that did not rip through 273. So typically that would rip through 273.
Platform for agencies and enterprises, built to meet any brief.
We got a little bit of a resistance up there, so probably sold a little early there.
CSCI halted. CSCI will resume at 9 hours 36 minutes and 54 seconds.
I'm selling too early. At this point, I'm a little worried about it. Well, at least I'm green. Went from 300 red to, so I made about 600 bucks on this one. Guess that's not too bad. Good morning, D-Gens. That's funny. Good morning to you, Triforce. So anyways, that kind of sucks. That's a trade I wish I was in with like 30,000 shares. I'm glad I missed ADTX. I really don't. I think it's like, you know, it's not fresh meat. Kind of an over-exaggerated drop there, so I went in for that wash reclaim scalp, one of my favorites, and it worked really well. And that was it. That was the one trade. That was a critical trade there, you know. But it is coming into a bottoming tail here. I jumped in kind of high here. I think it's going to go. I don't know why it's not going. That was a little weird. So I just took what the loss or the profit I had. I just jumped out. I thought it was going to go. It had that nice wick. It still could. It still could. But I'm like, we should be at $3 a share right now. Now we're sitting at $2.79. It just means there's a little bit of resistance. As far as the movement, it's quite a bit better than ADTX was yesterday. Dang, dude. Should have just held my entry down here at 265. WINT is a good one for newer 50-50 traders, I think, in my opinion. Still risky AF. You know.
DGNX halted. DGNX will resume at 9 hours 40 minutes and 32 seconds.
Oh my gosh, that's a little questionable. So what we're seeing here is probably a cross between a slow and a little bit of a hot. We got some hot tendencies here, but we also got that hesitation. So I'm thinking next week things will fire up a little bit better. Because right now we're seeing those big jerks. Yeah, careful here. Man, I feel like I could have made more money on this. I caught it, Oliver, but I didn't catch it in a super great way. I mean, I know I'm up 650, but you know, for the level I'm at, for my personal level, it just seems a little not very good. This stupid dog.
OM will resume
Get
at
off
9
my
hours,
back.
42 minutes and 31 seconds.
What else is hitting scanners? APDN. I really don't like having to go. I better stay with this one. That's why I don't use limit orders. Gosh darn. Put a limit order at $2.95. I didn't get filled at all. Ah. Shoot. Shoot. That was my fault. The breakthrough 3, that was an easy one to time. I failed. Now there's some scalpability here.
BRLS may resume in less than a minute.
Oh shoot. Oh my gosh.
DG index may resume in less than a minute.
Careful here. Somebody caught that. I was thinking about taking a trade. Ah, shoot. Yeah, that was a little unexpected. But
AGPN.
I gotta pull the trigger on something here.
ADTX.
The one thing I do pull the trigger on, I get destroyed. This is also behaving a little crookedy. I'm gonna lose everything. Okay, now I'm getting chopped up a little bit. Maybe I'm just sucking.
QBTS.
Fills are a bit bad.
ADTX. CNTM. And
I'm just gonna stay patient with it.
ASBP.
INTC.
Hi, my name is Chris Lebron, and this is my new song, Bandido. Listen on YouTube and YouTube Shorts.
Hard to know what direction this thing's gonna choose all the time.
ADTX. RMTI. NIXX. CRVO. RKT. RDFN. YHC.
The goal is to just not go red.
OPRX.
Seems like a little goal, but
OM may resume in less than a minute.
I have a bigger seller up there.
RMTI. DGNX halted. DGNX will resume at 9 hours 46 minutes and 46 seconds.
Well, at least I have a little bit of money.
SAG.
It's not selling me. You see what I had to do there? You see what I had to do there to get profit?
AEBA.
So this is, again, we're still in this slow market, but we got some heat here. So it's like shaky heat.
POET.
It's good to see, but it's a little frustrating to trade, I think, for myself. I feel as if I am.
QBTS. SAG.
I got $500, but I gotta be happy. This is my first mistake right now is trying to be unhappy about what I've made, because that's gonna roll me into an aggressive trade, and I'm gonna lose it all.
CLS.
I do see ticker symbol SAG.
CVNA.
MG. Yeah, someone sent me a screenshot of that. Yeah, I think it might be. Okay, this one. Yeah, this one would have been good for you, some data boys. Ooh, big dump there, but.
MYNZ.
POET. AEBA.
I don't know.
FTEL.
I just don't trust it.
SAG halted. SAG will resume at 9 hours 48 minutes and 16 seconds. QBTS.
Sold on the ask there for $1.
CVNA. CLS.
YHC.
YHC.
So I could foresee us trying to get an entry either at 3 or after it breaks down through 3. I could see myself taking an entry there, but I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
BKKT.
BKKT. ETN.
LITN.
CVNA. QBTS.
ADTX on a slight curl here.
QXO.
I bought right into the big seller. Of course. I don't think I want to trade this one. I'd rather trade SAG than ADTX.
CAPR. VKTX. ADTX. QXO. DGNX may resume in less than a minute. POET.
Boom. I actually took the risk for once, but a small size. So what we saw there was the breakthrough, a resistance level, descending resistance. Critical area was right here. The big seller was right here on the arrows. And that seller got eaten up on the level 2. I saw it go from 300 to 200, and then it disappeared.
POET.
QNTN.
Okay, hello.
OPRT.
With the YouTube Music app, you can discover remix after remix after remix after remix.
AEVA. BE. Okay, hello. SAG may resume in less than a minute.
I gotta take a piss.
CREO.
So ADTX, I really don't want to touch it. I snagged kind of a lucky trade on it, and that happens, but I don't want to keep going on it. So in here, we're trying to see if we get some support off this ascending support. I think, for me. When I say we, I mean me.
CAPR.
Because you got to make your own decisions, you know? I missed this one.
WINT.
I don't know. Should have. I was trying to punch it at 297 and I didn't because of fear. And that's how. You know, he's like, hey, quiet up, dog. I don't want to hear you. I really don't want to hear you, dog. Yeah, yesterday I had $2,000 and I lost it all. I went red $2,000. Then I finished at exactly break even. Not a fun day. It was fun, but I mean, it wasn't fun, but at least it was. I didn't lose anything. Just a little bit of my hair. $92 likes already, guys. Appreciate it. So again, our key level here is 3.4. Of course, we want to see if we can curl back to that level, but we do have, you know, a little bit of resistance here. Oh, frick. I think I lost all my profit. For some reason, I thought I was going to buy it, and I was going to turn around. I bought one of the bigger drops of the day.
IBVD.
QXO.
So usually after that kind of trade, I roll right into the next trade with big size, but I can't.
GLUE.
ADTX back up a little bit. To watch the 5-minute chart. Uh-oh, careful. Sellers are kind of coming in here with aggression.
SPRY. AEVA.
All down is 246. Sellers did not win at the critical area of support, so that could be a red flag for sellers. I don't know.
CAPR. SPRY. AEVA.
Nope, I guess not. I don't know. I can't hardly stand this thing anymore. Wow.
DGNX may resume in less than a minute. POET. NNE. SPRY. PDD.
SPRY.
AEVA. JBL.
Should have bought the false breakdown dip, one of my favorite patterns, and I'm not taking advantage of it. Yeah, ADTX, I do see it. It's got that, you know, it's coming back up.
AEVA. CMTG.
You know, maybe ADTX does go on the breakout today.
ABSX.
My God. Hopefully another rip here.
JBL. PE. AEBA. PDD.
Sold, which means it's probably going to go. It always goes when I'm out of it.
CLS.
Algo spiked. Algo spiked, and I never saw it, but it did go there through the apex level.
TNXP.
That's a pretty standard trade here.
PDD.
This is pretty standard scalping in this stock here, I would say. Hey, dog, what do you want?
AEVA. AEVA. BE. SMR.
Sun's popping up over the horizon. I got to close.
SLDB. CLS.
AIFF.
Oh, shoot. Should have bought it at 290. I don't know why I'm sucking so bad these days.
Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps, and it's killing team productivity.
ACB. AIFF.
How come I had my order? I had my order out there that went right past it and never filled. Can someone explain that concept to me? Okay, watch out. For 1R. All right, good job, Teddy boy.
GRO.
TNXP. PDD.
Good job, Teddy boy.
ACB. BE.
$103 likes. That's actually way above average. I must be doing something right this morning.
AIFF.
Oh my goodness. I'm not being as aggressive on the dips because I'm scared, but that's really where the best entries are. They're just a little risky.
DGNX halted. DGNX
You never
will
quite
resume
know
at 9
which
hours,
dip is gonna
59
be-
minutes and 53 seconds.
TITN.
I gotta cut that.
ARQT.
Of course.
ELAB.
Of course. God dang it, these sellers have their nuts. Oh my gosh. So look at this barcode. This is a clear barcode, straight consolidation right here. This is where you got to be careful. If you start seeing something like this, you got to be careful because you can get chopped up real quick. It's barcoding.
CVNA. BE. ARQT.
Wow, was not expecting that. Oh, caught the flush. I'm not doing so good now.
ATAI.
CVNA.
Oh my gosh.
WINT.
I got chopped.
AMTX.
I lost sight of the big picture and I was trying to just get in and out. You know, which is what the strategy is, but that hurts. That hurts a little bit because that's $650 gone. That was not cool. That was not cool. Double top to 348. Should have jumped in at 322. Yeah. Oh man. Come on, John boy.
QNTM. BKKT.
So that's typical. You know, this is typical. Typical of low floats. They do the double tops. They do the quick rejections. Sort of like, can you just get in and get out with some profit? Not necessarily catch a full breakout.
YY.
Ah. Such terrible fills too, because it filled me at 348 and then immediately ripped down to 340. So I just immediately lost $300.
DGNX may resume in less than a minute. PSTV.
John boy. I don't know about ADTX. I'm really going to try to stand firm in my assessment that I don't want to touch it.
MNTK. STAI. YY.
I'm out of there with a bigger loss. All for it to rip up again.
CVNA. SMR.
I messed up on this one. I had I had the right idea. I really did.
SAG.
Yeah.
INLF.
Okay, so definitely
YY.
undercapitalized
LP.
on this one.
PTLE.
CVNA.
Yeah, that's my bad. Ah, shoot. I totally missed that one. I don't want to hear about it, boys.
SGRP.
At least I'm green. At least I'm green. That's what I got to tell myself. At least I can still dream.
SAG.
Got to be kidding me. 265 right on SAG. Only because I didn't trade it as I originally wanted. Shoot.
ACB.
God dang it. This life sucks.
UMAC. CLEU.
Goes to 124.
SAG.
Yeah, dude, come on, farmer. You and I in real time I knew it. I was like, this is the entry. This is like it's not gonna get
SGRP.
better than this. And I was like, you need to hit it. you need to get it. And I just totally F it up.
ACB.
Yeah, I gotta wait for a pullback on this thing. Last thing I want to do is lose a bunch of money on SAG.
CVNA.
WINT. That went, yeah, went. ADTX hanging on by a thread.
ACB.
SAG daily chart.
MODD.
Let's go back to SAG daily chart. Okay. Resistance at $1.93-ish.
BKKT.
Ah, dude, I might have to feed this dog.
CVNA.
Just so I can get.
SAG. RR.
You kidding me?
ACB.
I'm down 444 on this SAG. I might have to let SAG go. Forget it. Forget it.
BKKT. APP. CVNA.
HLIO.
SAG. SMR. MAS. ENVX. BKKT. BE. OKLO. CVNA.
Oh my goodness.
SMR.
I sucked. I sucked on this one. I definitely could come back to it. I should probably size down on it. I gotta be a little bit smarter about what I'm doing. WINT.
CSAI. NNE.
I don't think I'm
TSLA.
done with WINT yet.
ESTV.
I'm hoping it comes back alive.
CHEK.
At this point in time, I'm pretty angry about this one.
AGH.
SAG.
Huh. I don't know. I'm not a mega fan here. I'm not a mega fan here of SAG.
ACB.
Yeah, this is dunzo.
BKKT.
Oh my goodness.
SKBL.
That's not looking good. Yeah, you know, Mighty Goat, he's big on these sub dollars, but you know, also he's been not doing so well lately. Not like it's not like he's losing all his money, but he's just not making you know, a whole lot, which, you know, is unfortunate.
INLF. DBI. PSTV. RR.
No, I think I think it might have to be done with SAG.
IMLF.
It was a nice try. ADTX is ripping up. So a lot of things, a lot of different things are ripping up here.
VCIG.
PSTV. RR. PRME. PSTV. RR. PRME.
I lost $100 here. I really need to be careful of what I'm doing. I'm coming back to WINT. It's the only one that I'm somewhat trusting.
PSTV. RR. PRME. PSTV.
Lost everything. Lost all my profit. Thought we could get a reversal there. Man, I went from up 1,000 to up only $65. That's okay. That's okay. Yes, the anger is real. SAG, man. Guess I could have done SAG.
JTA
146. It's back up 138.
SAG.
This one always gets me though.
WKHS.
Kidding me?
ATER.
What the hell?
SAG.
There we go. That that really helps me out a lot. So that was a nice apex point break there on SAG. But that doesn't change. I lost everything here.
SGRP. AEVA.
This has gone to hell. Has gone to hell, man. Frick. Lost everything.
RR.
So, recovered my money on SAG, but WINT, I lost everything.